You can actually just step over to the left there. Just want to make sure it's evened out. Perfect.
I'm here. I'm here.
All righty. Good evening. I'm Chief Robert McCullough of the Baltimore County Police Department. This evening at approximately 2:30 p.m. At our Wilkens precinct located on Walker Avenue, at Wilkens Avenue, a lone male gunman walked into that location, walked inside the lobby. He spoke to our desk officers. He later walked out of the lobby, walked around the side of the precinct, and engaged one of our officers who was at the gas pumps at that location in conversation. He spoke to that officer and walked away and turned back to that officer brandishing a handgun. He at that time fired several shots at that officer. Keep in mind it was at shift change. There were two other officers in the parking lot, including our officer who was shot, who at that time removed their handguns and began firing at the suspect, and he fired back at them also. One of our officers was he was actually hit by the subject, and of course he was transported here to shock trauma. Our officers also shot the suspect, who was transported to a local hospital. Of course, our officer's out of surgery right now. We keep him and his family in our prayers, and we also keep the members of the Baltimore County Police Department in our prayers. We next will have our county executive, Kathleen Klossmar.
Thank you, Chief. I would just like to say thanks to the dear Lord that brought our officer through the surgery, and he's resting well. And I would just like to thank all of the police and fire and EMTs for everything that they have done for today, making this like a real family for Baltimore County. How much I really appreciate it. And thank you to Dr. Salia and his staff and all of those that work in shock trauma. It's been quite an experience, and thank you very much.
Next, we'll have Dr. Scalia.
Well, we do this one more time. At approximately 3 p.m., we admitted a Baltimore County police officer with a gunshot wound to his torso. He was immediately taken in the operating room. We have just finished. He is in the recovery room. He is in guarded condition under very close observation and will stay there certainly overnight, and we will react as things happen in the future.
I would like to thank the Baltimore County Police Department, the Baltimore County Fire Department for their quick response. At the time that this incident occurred, I was even in the area, and I could tell you that they responded and was transporting our officer within 4 minutes. That's how fast they got there. That's how fast they transported our officer. And I want to extend my appreciation to our fire department, because they are excellent partners and we really appreciate them and everything that they do. I also want to thank the Baltimore City Police Department and the University of Maryland Shock Trauma staff, along with their security, and the University of Maryland at Baltimore Police Department for all the support that they provided us while we were here. I also want to acknowledge the Baltimore County FOP for being here and supporting us and our members through this incident. At this time, we will take questions.
Chief, can I ask you, do you believe this was premeditated? You said that the gunman actually went in, talked to officers, and he came out, spoke to this officer, turned around, and then, walked away. Do you think it was premeditated?
I would say, based upon what I know about this, and of course I can't reveal everything at this time, it was very clear that this was premeditated. We continue to investigate this and look into it even further to find out exactly what motivated this individual to do what they did today.
Have you encountered this individual before? Is the gunman, is he known to police?
What I can say is he has a limited criminal record. That's all I can say at this time.
What is the condition of the gunman so that he's taken to a
I would say we probably would describe him as being critical and in stable condition.
How many gunshots did the suspect sustain in the exchange?
I don't know that at this time. I know he was wounded in the lower part of his body.
Chief, can you just talk about, I mean, these are your officers that are responding, and it's like you guys run to these calls all the time, and now you're running to one, it's one of your own in your home.
Right.
Yeah, it's right in your home.
Yeah.
I mean, can you just talk a little bit? I imagine that every family that has a law enforcement officer in it, it's like their worst nightmare.
Well, you know, our men and women, they put their lives on the line every day when they come to work, and they're willing to sacrifice their lives for people that they don't even know. And you know, when you show up for work and you just simply you're walking through the parking lot to go to work, or whether you're like one of our officers was at the gas pump putting gas in the car getting ready to go home from work, you know, you don't have on your mind that your life's going to be in danger in that moment. And clearly their lives were in danger at that moment. But it also emphasizes the importance that that as police officers, you know, we have a dangerous job. We know that it's dangerous, but we also have to be careful at all times. And it's a message that I send to my officers, you know, every week when I go to in-service training. I talk to them. I talk about the importance of keeping their head on the swivel at all times and being cautious. But it also, for me on a personal side, as chief of police, it just also makes it important for us to make sure that we're enhancing the security of our facilities. And as we move forward, when I look at capital projects and look in terms of making the workplace safe, you know, we usually focus on the equipment that the officer, everything that they wear when they go out on the street, but we also need to focus on the workplace and the facilities. And ironically, with the Wilkens precinct, we're building a new precinct at that location. And part of that plan is more enhanced security for that location also.
But you have to, you know, some may say, how did he get into the station to begin with the gun, but don't you have to technically welcome, is it all public?
It's a public place, and you know, we have a lobby, and of course it has certain security measures in place. However, it doesn't prevent somebody from walking onto the grounds and they're armed, and you don't always know when people are armed.
And just this gunman, you know, serious condition, male, are you any other description?
All I can tell you is he's male.
A question about the surgery. Gunshot wound to the throat. So can you tell me a little bit about what went into that procedure, and you said he's under guarded conditions,
Okay.
monitored very
Yeah, I can't go into any of the details of what the operation was. Took us a little while. We got it done to my satisfaction, but we always keep people under a very, very close observation with injuries such as he had.
The doctor, you would say serious condition still, correct?
Absolutely.
Serious.
One more question?
Can you tell us how long the officer has been with the force?
His commander, Captain Fruling, is here. I'm not sure exactly how long.
6 years.
He's been with the agency for approximately 6 years.
And I'm sorry, one more, I'm so sorry. Is he wearing a vest? I'm only asking,
Was he wearing a vest? He was wearing a vest, yes.
so that was significant.
Okay. And lastly, once again, I want to thank Dr. Scalia, our county executive, and our exec corps of the Baltimore County Police for being here today, along with the fire department. And really want to thank Dr. Scalia for, as always, for taking care of our people when they come here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.